Welcome to Week 9 of the Iowa Conference Series here on YouTube, and we've had a great first 8 weeks of the season, and we're getting set for another fantastic week here in Week 9, and we've got one of the best matchups of the season coming up here in just a bit. But first of all, do want to recognize another outstanding honor for Starmont running back Jerron Sunday, as he is the National Offensive Player of the Week. Sunday with 30 carries for 190 yards and 6 touchdowns with 5 catches for 47 yards. A truly dominant day in the win over Waterloo East. So congratulations to Sunday. He is the Offensive Player of the Week. And before we get into this week's matchups, I do want to take a look back at last week's results. It was a perfect week for the user teams here in the conference. Don Bosco takes down Iowa City High 35-16. Waterloo West falls at Williamsburg 34-26. Grundy Center in a low-scoring affair beats Waterloo Columbus 16-14. Waverly-Shell Rock stays perfect with a 53-28 win over Solon. Starmont in a hard-fought battle gets past Waterloo East 49-35. Gladbrook-Rhinebeck hits the road and beats Iowa City West 34-24. Trojans losers of 3 in a row after a perfect start. And Cedar Falls takes care of business at home over Cedar Rapids Kennedy 29-12. And now let's take a look at the matchups this week. First of all, in non-conference play, Central City is at TCU. It's an all-time historic rivalry matchup in Waterloo as East takes on West. Of course, they share a stadium, they share a city, and it's always a big rivalry matchup when they meet up. Cedar Rapids Prairie is at Iowa City West. Cedar Rapids Kennedy heads south to Williamsburg. Iowa City High takes on Gladbrook-Rhinebeck. In our user matchups, Waterloo Columbus hits the road to take on number 13 Cedar Falls. It's the national game of the week in a battle of unbeatens as 7-0 and 16th ranked Waverly-Shell Rock takes on second ranked and 7-0 Starmont. Somebody's got to go down for the first time this year. That's going to be an incredible ball game. And of course, number 7 Don Bosco is at home hosting Grundy Center. So 3 great matchups, including the national game of the week, and that's where we have to start. So let's head out to Arlington now. Waverly-Shell Rock and Starmont, the Go Hawks and the Stars. Somebody's going to leave with their first loss of the season. Somebody's going to stay unbeaten. This will have massive implications on the conference title game. So let's get to that one now. And we're scoreless here in Arlington midway through the first quarter, but not after this play. Elijah Fitzgerald finds Keon Amerson as Starmont strikes first. A good start for a very good Starmont team and a big-time matchup here between two really good football teams. But here comes that patented pop pass for Waverly-Shell Rock. Taylor Hermanson this time to Lucas O'Doyle, who's got a big gain inside the 20, jukes his way to the 18-yard line. Waverly-Shell Rock trying to get on the board. Here, the give to the running back. It's a first down for Brett Dubose, and they go back to him on 1st and goal, breaking a tackle, and he's into the end zone as Waverly-Shell Rock ties the game at 7 early in the second quarter. As we've got a good one brewing in Arlington, here comes Jerron Sunday, that outstanding running back for the Stars. He gets across midfield down to the 42-yard line. He's off to a fast start. Here he takes it again. The blocking is there, and he's going to go into the end zone for a 27-yard touchdown run. Starmont with the answer as they take a 14-7 lead over Waverly-Shell Rock. A big score there for the Stars. But Waverly-Shell Rock right back to it. This time, Josh Wright McGee receives the pop pass, and he's got a big gain. Jukes his way to the 50-yard line. Big gain there. Now Hermanson makes a big mistake as it's intercepted by Ray Stokes. The Starmont middle linebacker comes up huge, getting the ball back to the Stars with 3 minutes to go in the half. Fitzgerald hit as he throws one up for grabs, and is intercepted by Dontrell Brockwell, who's been so good for Waverly-Shell Rock this year. And on the return, he's breaking tackles up to the 30, to the 25, and finally dragged out to the 24-yard line. That would set up Josh Wright McGee with a wide-open path of the end zone, but he decides to try to waste some time here late in the half, and he is ruled out. But no problem for the Go Hawks. They'll go to their stud fullback, Jaquil Anderson, on 1st and goal, but he is stuffed. They'll just go back to him again, and he's stuffed again. Now it's 3rd and goal. Waverly-Shell Rock had a touchdown, didn't take it, and now they're in some trouble. They go to the running back, and he's taken down. And now they have one more shot. It's a pop pass to Keon Maddox, and he is stopped as well as Waverly-Shell Rock can't get points. Second half now is it's still 14-7 after the Go Hawks get held out of the end zone. Brett Dubose with a huge hole gets up to the 17-yard line. A good run there. And now another run for Waverly-Shell Rock, taken down at the 1-yard line, and they have 1st and goal once again. It's a give to Dubose up the middle, and he's met and stuffed for a loss of 1. Starmont needing another goal line stand here. It's a pop pass to Maddox, who looks to have some space, but they're going to say he's short. 3rd and goal now from the 1-yard line. A touchdown would tie the ball game, but Dubose is tackled for a 2-yard loss, and Starmont has a chance to make another huge 4th down stop. Can they do it? It looks close, but he's going to be ruled short of the goal line. Waverly-Shell Rock decides to challenge that ruling, saying Dubose was over the goal line for a touchdown, but that challenge is not upheld. It's a turnover on downs, and the drive that lasted the entire 3rd quarter comes up scoreless. We're still at a 14-7 score, but not after this play. There goes C.J. Baxter, 32 yards to the house, and Starmont with a huge touchdown. They lead 21-7 after that one. Waverly-Shell Rock in some trouble now, down 2 scores with 4.5 minutes to play. Hermanson looking to throw, takes a deep shot, and it's intercepted by Kylan Waters. A big turnover there by that Starmont defensive back as he returns it all the way up to the 25-yard line. And on 1st and goal, Fitzgerald pitches it to Sunday, who's going to go in untouched. It's a touchdown for Starmont as they take a seemingly insurmountable 28-7 lead late in the game. What a performance by the Stars today. The defense has come up huge when they've had to. Here's another pop pass, though, to Wright McGee, and he's got a big gain. To the 40, still going to the 30, finally shoved out of bounds at the 16-yard line. So Waverly-Shell Rock will at least try a field goal for pride here to get some more points on the board, but it's missed wide to the right. No good. And on the last play of the game, Starmont going to give Waverly-Shell Rock some of their own medicine, but Sunday met in the backfield, but somehow breaks that tackle, and the blocking downfield is incredible. On the final play of the game, Sunday's going to go 80 yards to the house, and it's a 34-7 win for Starmont over Waverly-Shell Rock. Barring a massive upset, the Stars are heading back to the conference championship game. So a huge win there for Starmont. Now we're over to Tiger Stadium in Cedar Falls, and right out of the gate, it's a big pass play to Jay Kumar for the Tigers as they get down to the 21-yard line. The give here to Ethan Hooks on 2nd and goal brings the Tigers into the end zone as they score first and lead Waterloo Columbus 7-0. 6:20 to go in the opening quarter here in Cedar Falls. But the Sailors trying to get back into this thing. 2nd down in inches. They give to the running back Haywood, and he's got a massive hole after breaking a couple tackles, and he's going to go all the way. 58 yards to the house as the Sailors are pesky here early. They tied the game at 7 midway through the opening quarter. Cedar Falls moving the football in their next possession. It's a pop pass, Wheeler to Christopher Greenwell Jr., who gets into the end zone from 3 yards out. Cedar Falls takes the lead back once again. They lead 14-7. Columbus trying to answer back. All day in the pocket for a moment, but then Daquan Denard comes out of nowhere for the huge hit. The fumble is recovered by the Sailors, but they lose the football on the punt. And Wheeler finds a receiver for a touchdown as Cedar Falls gets back on the board. They take a 2-score lead here, 21-7, halfway through the 2nd quarter. Big score there for the Tigers. But Columbus trying to get right back into it, and a huge blown coverage there as it's Haywood again. A touchdown pass for the Sailors as they get back to a single possession here. 21-14 the score. Here Hooks with the football, but he's hit hard, loses the football. It's loose, up for grabs, and picked up by Waterloo Columbus. And the Sailors get the football back with 3 minutes to go until the half. They do have to settle for a field goal, however, and the short chip shot is missed. The 29-yarder is wide left. It stays 21-14. Second half now is Wheeler. Goes back to his tight end, Kumar, and he's not going to get touched. He's into the end zone for a big touchdown, 35 yards on that one, as it's back to a 2-possession game. Cedar Falls up 28-14 over Waterloo Columbus. Tiger ball again, and Wheeler all day in the pocket. Once again goes back to Kumar, rinse and repeat as he's into the end zone for another Cedar Falls touchdown, as it is now 35-14 Tigers. They're really taking the control of this one late in the 3rd quarter. In early 4th quarter, this would seal the deal. Ethan Hooks plunges in from a yard out. 42-14, Cedar Falls leads with 9 minutes to play in the game. Moving ahead to the later stages of the 4th quarter, that one is intercepted in the back of the end zone by John Trey Russell. And that is your ball game as Coach Clint Bavers has his team rolling 42-14. There you see Coach there. A win over Waterloo Columbus, a big win for the Tigers. They are rolling into a huge top 25 matchup next week with Don Bosco, and that's where we're going to go next. The Don Bosco Dons back home in Gilbertville taking on Grundy Center. but it's the Spartans that come out swinging as Andre McCray finds Jaden Williams-Randall from 57 yards out, and the Spartans lead 7-0 less than a minute into the ball game. So Grundy Center, no joke of a team, that's for sure. They have a win over Cedar Falls this year. You know they're good, but Zion Haywood, he's pretty darn good for himself. 7 yards to the end zone here as he ties the game at 7 for Don Bosco midway through the first quarter. And Haywood's had such a fantastic season. They go back to him again here. Juke move, and now he's got a ton of space. Up to the 50, lowers the shoulder, and he's finally down at the 41-yard line. Great start to the game there for Haywood as he is marching his way down the field. They'd go back to Haywood on 1st down and 10 from the 10-yard line, and that's a Don Bosco touchdown. Haywood not tackled until he gets across the goal line as Don Bosco takes the lead back 14-7 with just 7 ticks remaining in the opening quarter. The Grundy Center has the football in the first play of the second quarter, and McCray goes back to Williams-Randall, who beat David Batista bad on that route. Batista got beat for the second time this game already, and it's another touchdown for Grundy Center. This one's 67 yards as we're knotted up at 14, one play into the second quarter. Taven Jackson here in the play-action pass, rolling out left. Finds C.J. Major, somehow gets it to him through a ton of traffic. A great find and a great throw by Jackson as Major gets it up to the 41-yard line across midfield. And now the Wildcat formation, Haywood, pop pass up ahead to Jerron Sunday, and Sunday gets to the end zone. Second time they've worked that play this season as it's a touchdown pass for Zion Haywood. He really can do it all. Sunday into the end zone for the first time today. 21-14 Dons, and that's a mistake for Grundy Center as it's intercepted by Mel Wilson Morrell, who's been so good this year, his 3rd pick of the season, and it goes back to Don Bosco. They would get it to the 2-yard line here, but they do have to settle for a Randy Kelly 20-yard field goal. It's good as it's 24-14 Dons, and they would get another field goal. It's just a matter of seconds remaining in the half. This one, not a tough field goal either, a 24-yarder. It is good for Kelly, and it's 27-14. But Grundy Center would get a chance here on the last play of the quarter. It is wide right, though, no good. Missed from 50, and there is 1 second left. So what was originally looked like the last play of the quarter is actually going to be a last play for Don Bosco. Jackson takes a deep shot. It is caught by Michael Hilton, a huge gain. But unfortunately, there was just 1 second left, so nothing they can do to stop the clock. That is the half. But they lead 27-14, and Jackson here, seeing nothing, gets into the end zone himself. A good, tough run there from Taven Jackson from 7 yards out as Bosco stretching their lead here 34-14. Grundy Center, however, they're not giving up as they're looking to move the football down the field. They do just that, and on 3rd down, they go to the tight end, Errol Brick Jr. from 8 yards out. They get back within a couple of possessions. 34-21 our score here late in the 3rd quarter. But Jerron Sunday in the 4th quarter now finishes off another Don Bosco touchdown drive as he's in from 2 yards out. Sunday's first rushing touchdown of the day, had that receiving touchdown as they extend that lead to 40-21. And Jackson rolling out to his right now. Looks to the end zone. He's got Major, and he's got a touchdown. It's C.J. Major's first touchdown grab of the day. This one 21 yards out as Don Bosco really stretching their legs here, 47-21. Pulling away for a comfortable lead over the Spartans. Grundy Center football now. That's a big mistake. For the 2nd week in a row, Ray Stokes with an interception. Big pick for that middle linebacker. As Don Bosco continues to pull away here. And on 4th down and 2, they opt to go for it. It's a pitch out to Jerron Sunday, and there is nobody in front of him. Showboats into the end zone, gets hit for his trouble, but nonetheless, it's a touchdown as they take the big 54-21 lead. Grundy Center would get on the board once more in this one, but Don Bosco wins at 54-28. A dominant win for the Dons as they have continuing their winning streak into next week's battle in Cedar Falls. Before we finish up this episode, do want to take an updated look at those conference standings. And of course, Waverly-Shell Rock, without that 0 for the first time this season, they fall to Starmont. They're now 6-1 in conference play, 7-1 overall. Don Bosco and Cedar Falls both 5-1 in the conference, 7-1 overall, while Starmont remains unbeaten at 7-0. Remember, next week, Don Bosco and Cedar Falls, a big matchup at Tiger Stadium, as the Dons and Tigers look to solidify themselves as legit contenders to get into that college football playoff as well as the conference title game. Waverly-Shell Rock still just that one loss. The loser of Don Bosco and Cedar Falls almost certainly out of contention for a conference title game appearance. So thanks so much for tuning into this episode. We'll be back with a big one next week, including the game of the week, Don Bosco and Cedar Falls. So be sure to tune in next time, and thanks so much for watching. We'll see you back here next time.